Discovery of the dormant vessel. In the vast expanse of the Andromeda Galaxy, the Galactic Confederation reigns supreme. Composed of various alien species, they prided themselves on their advanced technology and interstellar diplomacy. However, their complacency was about to be shattered by an unexpected discovery. Captain Zixnera, a seasoned Arcturian explorer, led her diverse crew aboard the survey vessel, Stellar Seeker. Their mission was to chart unexplored regions of space, searching for resources and potential colony sites. Little did they know that this routine expedition would change the course of galactic history. As they approached an unremarkable star system on the outer fringes of Confederation space, their sensors detected an anomaly. Floating silently in the void was a massive structure, clearly artificial, but of unknown origin. Its design was unlike anything in the Confederation database. "What in the name of the cosmic egg is that?" exclaimed Grok, the Ursan navigator, his fur standing on end. Captain Zixnera's tentacles twitched with excitement. "Whatever it is, it's not one of ours. Krell, run a full spectrum analysis. I want to know everything about this object." Krell, the ship's Voltari science officer, complied immediately. His crystalline body hummed as he processed the incoming data. "Captain, preliminary scans indicate the structure is a spacecraft of immense proportions. Its hull composition is unfamiliar, but it appears to be incredibly durable. There are no signs of active power sources or life support systems." "A derelict then," mused Zixnera. "But whose?" The crew worked tirelessly to unravel the mystery. As they circled the colossal ship, they marveled at its design. Sleek yet imposing, it bore the scars of ancient battles but remained largely intact. Faded markings on its hull hinted at a language no one recognized. "Captain," Krell's voice carried a note of astonishment, "I've managed to access some of the ship's external databanks. It's impossible." "Spit it out, Krell," Zixnera urged. "According to the data, this ship belongs to a species known as humans. But that can't be right. Humans are nothing but a myth, a boogeyman story told to scare young ones." The bridge fell silent. Everyone had heard the legends of humans, a supposedly extinct race of bipedal mammals from a long-lost planet called Earth. They were said to be short-lived but incredibly adaptable, capable of feats that defied logic and reason. "Myths don't build starships," Grok growled. "If this really is a human vessel, what does that mean for us?" Captain Zixnera's mind raced with possibilities. "It means, my friends, that we may be on the verge of the greatest discovery in Confederation history. Prepare a boarding party. We're going in." As the crew geared up for their expedition, tension filled the air. They were about to step into the unknown, possibly awakening something that had slumbered for millennia. The boarding party, led by Security Chief Vexlor, a towering Saurian, approached the dormant vessel. Using advanced cutting tools, they breached an airlock and entered the ship's dark interior. The halls were eerily silent, illuminated only by the team's portable lights. Strange contraptions lined the walls, their purpose a mystery to the alien explorers. As they ventured deeper, they encountered no signs of life, but the ship seemed to be in a state of suspended animation rather than decay. "Captain," Vexlor reported back to the Stellar Seeker, "we've reached what appears to be the bridge. There's something here you need to see." The security feed showed a vast chamber filled with consoles and view screens. At the center stood a raised platform with a single chair, and in that chair, encased in some form of stasis field, was a figure. "By the stars," Zixnera whispered. "Is that?" "A human, Captain," Vexlor confirmed. "And it appears to be alive." The revelation sent shockwaves through the crew. They had stumbled upon not just a relic of a legendary species, but a living specimen. The implications were staggering. As the boarding party continued their exploration, they discovered more stasis pods throughout the ship, each containing a human in suspended animation. The ship wasn't just a vessel. It was an ark, preserving a species thought lost to time. Captain Zixnera knew she had a monumental decision to make. Protocol dictated they should alert Confederation High Command immediately. But curiosity and the potential for groundbreaking discoveries tempted her to investigate further before involving the bureaucrats. Vexilor, secure the bridge and set up a research station. Krell, I want you over there analyzing everything you can. But do not, under any circumstances, attempt to revive the humans. We need to understand what we're dealing with first. As the crew of the Stellar Seeker began their careful study of the human ship, none of them realized they were standing at the precipice of a new era. The sleeping giants of legend were about to awaken, and the galaxy would never be the same. Little did they know that deep within the ship's systems, triggered by their presence, ancient protocols were stirring to life. A countdown had begun, not just for the revival of the human crew, but for a clash of civilizations that would reshape the very fabric of galactic society. As the first part of our story concludes, the stage is set for an epic encounter between the established order of the Galactic Confederation and a long-lost human race. What secrets does the human warship hold? How will the aliens react when they come face to face with the legendary humans? And most importantly, what impact will the humans have on a galaxy that has long forgotten them? Awakening and First Contact. The Stellar Seeker orbited the colossal human warship, now dubbed Lazarus by Captain Zixnera's crew. For 3 standard cycles, they had meticulously studied the vessel, carefully avoiding any action that might trigger the stasis pods. However, fate had other plans. Deep within Lazarus's core, an AI stirred to life. It had slumbered for millennia, waiting for the right moment to awaken its human charges. The presence of alien life forms on board had set in motion a cascade of reactivation protocols. In the makeshift research lab on Lazarus's bridge, Krell's crystalline form vibrated with excitement. Captain, I've made a breakthrough in deciphering their language matrix. I believe I can now interface with the ship's main computer. Zixnera's tentacles curled in anticipation. Proceed, but with extreme caution. As Krell initiated the connection, alarms suddenly blared throughout Lazarus. Emergency lights bathed the corridors in an eerie red glow. What's happening? Zixnera demanded. Before anyone could respond, a holographic figure materialized before them. A translucent, blue-tinged human female. Greetings, the hologram spoke, its voice resonating in perfect galactic standard. I am HFY, Artificial Reconnaissance and Integration Assistant. You have activated the revival protocol. Prepare for the awakening of the Terran Defense Force. Panic swept through the alien crew. Vexilor, the Saurian security chief, raised his weapon instinctively. Captain, your orders. Zixnera's mind raced. This was escalating far beyond her control, but she saw an opportunity for peaceful first contact. Stand down, Vexilor. Araya, we mean no harm. We are explorers from the Galactic Confederation. Can you delay the revival process so we can establish diplomatic relations? Araya's expression remained impassive. Negative. The awakening cannot be halted. However, I will convey your peaceful intentions to the command staff. Prepare for their emergence. Throughout Lazarus, stasis pods hissed open. Disoriented humans stumbled out, their eyes widening at the sight of alien beings. In the bridge's central pod, a tall, silver-haired woman in a crisp uniform regained consciousness. Her sharp blue eyes quickly assessed the situation. I am Admiral Helena Winters of the Terran Defense Force, she announced, her voice hoarse from disuse, but filled with authority. Who are you, and what year is it? Captain Zixnera stepped forward, her tentacles spread in a gesture of peace. I am Captain Zixnera of the Galactic Confederation survey vessel Stellar Seeker. We discovered your ship adrift. By our calendar, it is the year 7522 of the Galactic era. Admiral Winters' stoic expression faltered for a moment. Over 5,000 years, she whispered, more to herself than the others. Composing herself quickly, she addressed the alien captain. It seems we have much to discuss, Captain Zixnera. But first, I need to attend to my crew and assess our situation. As the humans regained their bearings, tension filled the air. The alien crew watched in awe and trepidation as the legendary humans moved with purpose, checking systems and tending to their fellows. Dr. Ilara Singh, the ship's chief medical officer, approached Admiral Winters. "Man, the crew is in remarkably good shape considering the duration of our stasis. However, we're dealing with severe disorientation and some cases of stasis sickness." "Thank you, Doctor. Do what you can for them," Winters replied. She turned back to Zixnera. "Captain, I propose we convene a meeting between our senior staff to exchange information and determine our next steps." Zixnera agreed, and soon representatives from both sides gathered in Lazarus's conference room. The humans, still grappling with the shock of their temporal displacement, listened intently as Zixnera explained the current state of the galaxy. "The Galactic Confederation spans 3/4 of the known galaxy," she concluded. "We have achieved relative peace and prosperity through cooperation and technological advancement." Admiral Winters nodded thoughtfully. "And what of Earth? Of humanity?" A heavy silence fell over the room. Krell, the Volteri scientist, spoke up. "Admiral, I'm afraid we have no records of Earth or any human colonies. Until now, your species was considered a myth, stories of a long-lost civilization that vanished millennia ago." The news hit the humans hard. Lieutenant Commander Jack Harper, the tactical officer, slammed his fist on the table. "That's impossible. We were at the height of our expansion when we launched this mission. How could we just disappear?" Admiral Winters raised a hand to calm her officer. "What was the nature of this mission?" Zixnera inquired, her curiosity piqued. Winters exchanged glances with her staff before responding. "We were part of Operation Firewall, a last-ditch effort to save humanity from an existential threat. An alien force we called the Swarm was consuming entire star systems. We were sent into deep space with the best of our technology and brightest minds to preserve our species and find a way to defeat the Swarm." The revelation sent shockwaves through the alien representatives. The Swarm was not a myth either. It was a terror that still lingered in the collective memory of many Confederation species. "The Swarm is gone," Grok, the Ursa navigator, growled. "Vanished without a trace nearly 4,000 years ago. No one knows why." A glimmer of hope shone in Admiral Winters' eyes. "Then perhaps our mission wasn't in vain after all. We carried with us weapon prototypes and defense systems specifically designed to combat the Swarm. If they worked, the implications hung in the air. Had humanity sacrificed itself to save the galaxy?" As the meeting continued, both sides shared knowledge and technology. The humans were amazed by the advancements made in their absence, while the Confederation representatives marveled at the ingenuity of human design. However, not everyone was pleased with this turn of events. Vexlor, the security chief, pulled Captain Zixnera aside. "Captain, we need to alert High Command immediately. The reemergence of humanity could destabilize the entire Confederation. Their technology, their potential threat." Zixnera cut him off. "I understand your concerns, Vexlor, but I believe we have an opportunity here. The humans possess knowledge and capabilities that could benefit us all. We need to handle this delicately." As the discussions wound down, Admiral Winters addressed the group. "We are grateful for your assistance, Captain Zixnera. However, we find ourselves adrift in a galaxy that has forgotten us. We need time to acclimate, to decide our path forward." Zixnera nodded in understanding. "Of course, Admiral. We will provide any support we can, but I must inform you that I'm obligated to report this discovery to my superiors. The reappearance of humanity will have far-reaching consequences." "We understand," Winters replied. "We only ask for a chance to reestablish ourselves peacefully." As the meeting concluded, both humans and aliens knew that this was only the beginning. The galaxy was about to change, and the long-lost children of Earth would play a pivotal role in shaping its future. Unbeknownst to either group, news of humanity's return was already spreading. In the shadowy corners of the galaxy, ancient powers stirred, some fearful, others intrigued. The stage was set for a clash of civilizations, with humanity caught in the center of a cosmic storm they never anticipated. As Part 2 draws to a close, the humans of Lazarus face an uncertain future in a changed galaxy. How will they adapt to this new reality? What role will their advanced technology play in the balance of power? And what hidden threats might emerge in response to humanity's unexpected return? The adventure continues in Part 3, where human ingenuity will be put to the test as they navigate the complex political landscape of the Galactic Confederation. Human Ingenuity Unleashed. As news of humanity's reemergence spread through the Galactic Confederation, reactions varied wildly. Some species welcomed the return of the legendary humans with fascination and hope, while others viewed them with suspicion and fear. The Confederation Council convened an emergency session to address the situation. Meanwhile, aboard Lazarus, Admiral Helena Winters and her crew worked tirelessly to bring their systems up to date and understand the new galactic landscape. Captain Zixnera and her team remained as liaisons, fostering a growing alliance between the two groups. Dr. Ilara Singh approached Admiral Winters on the bridge, her dark eyes gleaming with excitement. "Admiral, you need to see this. We've made a breakthrough with the Nexus Drive." The Nexus Drive had been Lazarus's most closely guarded secret, an experimental propulsion system that could potentially revolutionize space travel. However, it had never been fully operational before the ship entered stasis. Admiral Winters followed Dr. Singh to the engine room, where Lieutenant Ravi Patel, the chief engineer, was practically bouncing with enthusiasm. "We've done it, Admiral," Patil exclaimed. "By integrating some of the Confederation's quantum field theories with our existing framework, we've stabilized the drive. We can now create controlled micro-wormholes for near-instantaneous travel across vast distances." The implications were staggering. This technology could reshape the very nature of interstellar commerce and exploration. Captain Zixnera, who had been invited to witness the breakthrough, was awestruck. This is beyond anything we've ever achieved. The Council needs to know about this immediately." Admiral Winters held up a hand. "Not so fast, Captain. This technology is too powerful to simply hand over. We need to consider the ramifications carefully." As if on cue, Aria's holographic form materialized. "Admiral, I've detected an incoming transmission. It appears to be from the Galactic Confederation Council." The main viewscreen flickered to life, revealing a panel of diverse alien beings. At the center sat High Counselor Vox, a towering avian-like creature with iridescent feathers. "Admiral Winters," Vox began, his tone a mixture of respect and wariness, "your reappearance has caused quite a stir. The Council has decided that your ship and crew must be brought to the capital for evaluation." The unspoken threat hung in the air. Winters straightened, her voice firm. "With all due respect, Counselor, we are not subjects to be studied. We are willing to open diplomatic channels, but we will do so as equals." Vox's feathers ruffled in agitation. "You misunderstand, Admiral. This is not a request. A Confederation fleet is en route to escort you. Cooperation is advised." As the transmission cut off, tension filled the bridge. Lieutenant Commander Harper turned to Winters. "Orders, Admiral." Winters' mind raced, weighing their options. They couldn't run, not when they were just beginning to understand this new galaxy. Fighting was out of the question. They needed allies, not enemies. Then, an idea struck her. "Mr. Patel," she called over the comm, "how quickly can you get the Nexus Drive online for a demonstration?" "Give me 2 hours, Admiral," came the confident reply. Winters turned to Zixnera. "Captain, I have a proposition for you and your crew. How would you like to make history?" Over the next 2 hours, humans and aliens worked side by side, preparing Lazarus for its grand reveal. As the Confederation fleet approached, tension mounted. "Incoming hail from the lead ship," Aria announced. On screen, Winters commanded, A stern-faced Thorian appeared. "This is Commander Cax of the Confederation Navy. Power down your systems and prepare to be boarded." Admiral Winters smiled coolly. "I have a counter-proposal, Commander. We're about to demonstrate a technology that will change everything. I invite you and the Council to witness it firsthand." Before Cax could respond, Winters nodded to Pydel. "Initiate the Nexus drive." The space around Lazarus shimmered, a swirling vortex of energy enveloping the massive ship. In a flash of brilliance, they vanished, leaving the Confederation fleet staring at empty space. Seconds later, Lazarus reappeared, orbiting the Confederation capital world, light years away. Gasps of astonishment echoed through the bridge of every Confederation ship. On the capital planet below, alarms blared as the unexpected arrival was detected. Admiral Winters opened a channel to the stunned council. "Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to introduce you to the future of space travel. Now shall we discuss our place in this galaxy as equals." The demonstration of the Nexus drive sent shockwaves through the Confederation. Overnight, the balance of power had shifted. Humanity, far from being a relic of the past, now held the key to revolutionizing interstellar travel. In the days that followed, intense negotiations took place. The Council, realizing the potential benefits of cooperating with humanity, softened their stance. However, not everyone was pleased with this turn of events. During a recess in the negotiations, Dr. Singh approached Admiral Winters with a troubled expression. "Admiral, I've been analyzing some of the medical data we've gathered since awakening. There's something you need to see." Singh's findings were disturbing. The humans of Lazarus had undergone subtle genetic changes during their long stasis, changes that enhanced their natural abilities and resilience. They were technically no longer baseline humans. It must be a side effect of the stasis field interacting with the anti-swarm treatments we underwent before launch, Singh hypothesized. This development added another layer of complexity to an already delicate situation. If word got out, it could fuel fears about humanity's potential threat to the established order. Meanwhile, Lieutenant Commander Harper had been working with ARIA to analyze Confederation security protocols. He uncovered evidence of a shadowy organization within the Confederation, one that seemed to have knowledge of humanity's history and had been working to suppress it. As Winters and her team grappled with these revelations, they also faced the challenge of carving out a place for humanity in this new galactic society. The Nexus drive gave them leverage, but it also painted a target on their backs. Zixnera, who had become an unofficial ambassador for humanity within the Confederation, warned Winters of growing unrest among certain factions. "They fear your potential," she explained. "The Nexus drive is just the beginning. They worry about what other advancements you might introduce." Winters knew they were walking a tightrope. Push too hard, and they risked alienating potential allies. Show weakness, and they could be overwhelmed by those who saw them as a threat. The solution came from an unexpected source. Lieutenant Patel, inspired by the collaborative effort that led to the Nexus drive's success, proposed a bold plan. "What if we establish a joint Human Confederation Research and Development Initiative?" he suggested. "We share our knowledge, they share theirs. Together, we could achieve things neither of us could alone." The idea gained traction quickly. Many in the Confederation were eager to work alongside the ingenious humans, while Winters saw it as an opportunity to secure humanity's position through cooperation rather than confrontation. As Part 3 draws to a close, the framework for the Galactic Advanced Technologies Initiative, GATI, is being laid out. Humanity, once lost to the ages, is now poised to lead the galaxy into a new era of innovation and discovery. But challenges loom on the horizon. The mysterious organization working against humanity's interests continues to operate in the shadows. The genetic changes in the Lazarus crew pose both opportunities and risks, and somewhere out in the vast expanse of space, the echoes of humanity's past, and the reason for their disappearance, wait to be uncovered. As we move into Part 4, the stage is set for alliance and adversity. How will humanity navigate the complex political landscape of the Confederation? What secrets will they uncover about their own past? And what new threats might emerge as the balance of power shifts in the galaxy? The adventure continues, with humanity's ingenuity and adaptability about to be tested like never before. Alliance and adversity. The establishment of the Galactic Advanced Technologies Initiative, GAIT, marked a turning point in human Confederation relations. Lazarus, once a warship, was repurposed as a state-of-the-art research facility, orbiting a neutral planet at the fringes of Confederation space. Scientists and engineers from across the galaxy flocked to work alongside their human counterparts, eager to unlock new technological frontiers. Admiral Helena Winters, now serving as humanity's primary representative to the Confederation, stood in Gaddy's central observatory, gazing at the stars. Captain Zixnera approached, her tentacles swaying gently. "Quite a view, isn't it?" Zixnera remarked, a reminder of how vast the galaxy is and how much there is still to discover. Winters nodded, a small smile playing on her lips. "And how far we've come. 6 months ago, we were lost in time. Now we're shaping the future of interstellar civilization." Their conversation was interrupted by an urgent call from Dr. Ilara Singh. "Admiral, Captain, you're needed in the genetics lab immediately. We've made a breakthrough." Upon arriving, they found Dr. Singh practically vibrating with excitement. "We've cracked it," she announced. "We've isolated the genetic changes caused by our extended stasis. More importantly, we think we can replicate the process." The implications were staggering. The enhanced abilities of the Lazarus crew, increased strength, accelerated healing, and heightened cognitive functions, could potentially be shared with others. This could revolutionize medicine across the Confederation, Zixnera mused, or create a divide between enhanced and non-enhanced individuals. Winters countered, her brow furrowed. "We need to tread carefully with this information." As they debated the ethical implications, an alarm blared through the facility. Lieutenant Commander Jack Harper's voice came over the comm system. "Admiral, we have an incoming ship. It's not responding to hails, and it's on a direct course for Getty." Winters and Zixnera rushed to the command center. On the main view screen, a sleek black vessel approached rapidly, its design unlike anything in the Confederation registry. "Defensive systems online," Harper reported. "But Admiral, the ship's energy signature, it's human." Before anyone could react, a transmission cut through their communications. A figure appeared on screen, shrouded in shadow. "Well, well," a distorted voice echoed. "The lost children of Earth have finally awakened. Did you really think you were the only ones?" The mysterious ship unleashed a barrage of energy weapons, far more advanced than anything the Confederation possessed. Getty's shields buckled under the assault. "Evasive maneuvers," Winters ordered. "Zixnera, contact Confederation Command. We need backup." As chaos erupted, Dr. Singh made a startling discovery. "Admiral, I'm detecting traces of the same genetic enhancements we have in the attacking ship's crew. But they're different, more extreme." The pieces started falling into place. This wasn't just a random attack. It was a message, and a challenge, from a faction of humanity that had remained hidden all this time. Araya's holographic form materialized. "Admiral, I've analyzed the attack patterns. They're attempting to breach our data cores. They're after our research." Winter's mind raced. They couldn't let their advancements fall into unknown hands, but they also needed answers. Who were these attackers? What had happened to humanity in the millennia they'd been asleep? In a bold move, Winters opened a channel to the attacking ship. "This is Admiral Helena Winters of the Terran Defense Force. We don't want to fight you. We're the same people, cut from the same cloth. Whatever happened in the past, we can work together now." A chilling laugh responded. "Oh, Helena, we are far from the same. You slept while we evolved. The galaxy fears us, as they should. And now you'll help us take our rightful place as rulers, willingly or not." The attack intensified. Getty's defenses were failing. Just as all seemed lost, a fleet of Confederation ships dropped out of faster-than-light travel, led by Commander Cax's flagship. "This is Commander Cax of the Confederation Navy," his voice boomed. "Stand down immediately or be destroyed." Caught between two forces, the mysterious human ship hesitated. It was all the opening Winters needed. "Mr. Patel," she called to the engine room. "Remember that crazy idea you had about weaponizing the Nexus drive?" "You mean the one you said was too dangerous to even consider?" Patel replied, a hint of excitement in his voice. "That's the one. Do it." Patel's fingers flew over the controls. The space around the attacker's ship began to shimmer and distort. In a flash of blinding light, a micro-wormhole opened, enveloping the vessel. When the light faded, the ship was gone. "Where did you send them?" Zixnera asked, awe in her voice. "About 3 light-years from here," Patel replied. "Give or take a few parsecs." As the immediate danger passed, the ramifications of what had just occurred began to sink in. There were other humans out there, hostile, advanced, and with an unknown agenda. Winters and Zixnera rushed to the command center. On the main view screen, a sleek black vessel approached rapidly, its design unlike anything in the Confederation registry. "Defensive systems online," Harper reported. "But Admiral, the ship's energy signature, it's human." Before anyone could react, a transmission cut through their communications. A figure appeared on screen, shrouded in shadow. "Well, well," a distorted voice echoed. "The lost children of Earth have finally awakened. Did you really think you were the only ones?" The mysterious ship unleashed a barrage of energy weapons, far more advanced than anything the Confederation possessed. Getty's shields buckled under the assault. "Evasive maneuvers," Winters ordered. "Zixnera, contact Confederation Command. We need backup." As chaos erupted, Dr. Singh made a startling discovery. "Admiral, I'm detecting traces of the same genetic enhancements we have in the attacking ship's crew. But they're different, more extreme." The pieces started falling into place. This wasn't just a random attack. It was a message and a challenge from a faction of humanity that had remained hidden all this time. Aria's holographic form materialized. "Admiral, I've analyzed the attack patterns. They're attempting to breach our data cores. They're after our research." Winter's mind raced. They couldn't let their advancements fall into unknown hands, but they also needed answers. Who were these attackers? What had happened to humanity in the millennia they'd been asleep? In a bold move, Winters opened a channel to the attacking ship. "This is Admiral Helena Winters of the Terran Defense Force. We don't want to fight you. We're the same people, cut from the same cloth. Whatever happened in the past, we can work together now." A chilling laugh responded. "Oh, Helena, we are far from the same. You slept while we evolved. The galaxy fears us, as they should. And now you'll help us take our rightful place as rulers, willingly or not." The attack intensified. Getty's defenses were failing. Just as all seemed lost, a fleet of Confederation ships dropped out of faster-than-light travel, led by Commander Cax's flagship. "This is Commander Cax of the Confederation Navy," his voice boomed. "Stand down immediately or be destroyed." Caught between two forces, the mysterious human ship hesitated. It was all the opening Winters needed. "Mr. Patel," she called to the engine room. "Remember that crazy idea you had about weaponizing the Nexus drive?" "You mean the one you said was too dangerous to even consider?" Patel replied, a hint of excitement in his voice. "That's the one. Do it." Patel's fingers flew over the controls. The space around the attacker's ship began to shimmer and distort. In a flash of blinding light, a micro-wormhole opened, enveloping the vessel. When the light faded, the ship was gone. "Where did you send them?" Zixnera asked, awe in her voice. "About 3 light-years from here," Patel replied. "Give or take a few parsecs." As the immediate danger passed, the ramifications of what had just occurred began to sink in. There were other humans out there, hostile, advanced, and with an unknown agenda. In the aftermath of the attack, tensions within the Confederation reached a boiling point. Many saw the event as proof that humanity was too dangerous to be trusted. Others argued that the Lazarus crew had just saved them from an even greater threat. Admiral Winters found herself walking a political tightrope. She knew that the trust they had built could easily crumble, but she also recognized the need to prepare for future encounters with this new human faction. In a closed-door meeting with the Confederation Council, Winters laid out a bold proposal. "We need to form a joint task force," she argued, "combining the best of human and Confederation technology and personnel. We must be ready for whatever, or whoever, comes next." High Counselor Vox, his feathers ruffled with concern, leaned forward. "And what of these genetic enhancements? The power they represent could destabilize everything we've built." Winters took a deep breath. It was time for full disclosure. "We're prepared to share our research under strict ethical guidelines. Together, we can ensure this knowledge is used for the betterment of all species, not just a select few." As heated debates raged in the council chambers, the crew of Lazarus worked tirelessly to uncover the truth about their long-lost kin. Lieutenant Commander Harper and Aria delved deep into fragmented historical records, searching for clues about humanity's fate after Lazarus entered stasis. What they discovered was both fascinating and terrifying. It seemed that humanity had indeed played a crucial role in defeating the swarm, but at a terrible cost. Most of human civilization had been wiped out in the conflict. Those who survived scattered across the galaxy, some going into hiding, others evolving in isolation over thousands of years. The attackers, they theorized, must be descendants of a faction that had embraced a more aggressive, domineering philosophy. They had the potential to upset the delicate balance of the entire galaxy. As Part 4 draws to a close, the humans of Lazarus find themselves at a crossroads. They gained powerful allies in the Confederation, but also made dangerous enemies among their own kind. The knowledge and technology they possess could usher in a new golden age for the galaxy, or tear it apart. Admiral Winters, standing once again in the observatory, watches distant stars flicker. She knows that humanity's greatest challenge lies ahead. They must find a way to reconcile with their lost brethren, navigate the complex politics of the Confederation, and carve out a place for themselves in this new cosmic order. As we move into the final part of our story, Triumph of Humanity, the stage is set for a climactic confrontation. Will the lessons of cooperation and understanding that the Lazarus crew has learned be enough to overcome the threats they face? Can humanity's legendary adaptability and ingenuity shine through once more, not just to survive, but to lead the galaxy into a brighter future? The fate of not just humanity, but the entire Confederation, hangs in the balance as we approach the thrilling conclusion of our HFY saga, Triumph of Humanity. The galaxy held its breath as tensions mounted. The revelation of a hostile, advanced human faction had sent shockwaves through the Confederation. Despite Admiral Winters' best diplomatic efforts, fear and suspicion threatened to unravel the fragile alliance they had built. In the midst of this crisis, a breakthrough came from an unexpected source. Dr. Ilara Singh burst into the command center, her eyes wide with excitement. "Admiral, I found something in our genetic research. It's not just about physical enhancements. There's a key to unlocking our lost memories." This discovery couldn't have come at a more crucial time. If they could recover the lost history of humanity, perhaps they could understand their wayward kin and find a path to reconciliation. The process was risky. Winters volunteered to be the first test subject, knowing the potential dangers. As she lay in the medical bay, surrounded by a mix of human and alien medical staff, Dr. Singh initiated the procedure. Winters gasped as memories flooded her mind. She saw the desperate battles against the swarm, the heart-wrenching decision to send Lazarus into deep space, and the final stand of humanity. But there was more, glimpses of survivors, of factions forming, of a schism that would shape the course of human history. As Winters recovered, she shared her revelations with the crew and their Confederation allies. "We weren't just fighting the swarm," she explained, her voice heavy with emotion. "We were fighting for the very soul of humanity. Some believed the only way to survive was to become as ruthless as our enemy. Others, like us, held on to hope for a better way." Armed with this knowledge, Winters proposed a daring plan to the Confederation Council. "We need to make contact with all remnants of humanity, not just the hostile faction. There must be others out there who share our values." Despite reservations, the Council agreed. A joint human Confederation fleet was assembled, with Lazarus at its heart. Using a combination of recovered human star charts and Confederation intelligence, they set out to find the lost colonies of mankind. Their journey took them to the farthest reaches of the galaxy. They encountered human settlements in various stages of development, some primitive, others highly advanced. Each reunion brought new challenges and opportunities. On a wind-swept planet at the edge of known space, they finally confronted the leaders of the hostile faction. The meeting was tense, years of divergent evolution and ideology creating a chasm between them. Winters stood firm. "We've seen where the path of ruthlessness leads," she declared. "It's time to remember who we truly are: explorers, innovators, dreamers. We have a chance to build something greater than ourselves, not just for humanity, but for all sentient life." Her words struck a chord with many of the colonists. Dissent grew within the hostile faction as more and more humans were swayed by the vision of unity and cooperation that Lazarus represented. But the faction's leadership wasn't ready to relinquish power. In a desperate move, they unleashed a terrifying weapon, a swarm of nanobots designed to rewrite the DNA of any living being, creating an army of obedient super soldiers. As the nanobots spread, threatening to engulf not just the human colonies but the entire sector, Winters and her team raced against time. This was the moment all their research, all the cooperation between humans and aliens, had prepared them for. Dr. Singh, working with a brilliant Volteri geneticist, devised a countermeasure, a modified version of their own genetic enhancements that could render the nanobots inert. But to distribute it in time, they would need to use the Nexus drive in a way it was never intended. Lieutenant Patel's voice crackled over the comm. "Admiral, if we do this, there's no guarantee Lazarus will survive the stress." Winters closed her eyes, the weight of the decision heavy on her shoulders. "The ship was named Lazarus for a reason, Lieutenant. Sometimes, to save others, we must be willing to sacrifice ourselves." With grim determination, the crew of Lazarus prepared for their final mission. As the ship powered up, humans and aliens worked side by side, their differences forgotten in the face of a common threat. The Nexus drive roared to life, pushing beyond its limits. Lazarus became a beacon, a blazing comet streaking across the sector. In its wake, it left a trail of the modified genetic treatment, neutralizing the hostile nanobots and offering protection to countless worlds. As Lazarus approached the heart of the nanobot swarm, alarms blared throughout the ship. "Hull integrity failing," Araya announced, her usually calm voice tinged with urgency. "Just a little further," Winters urged, her knuckles white, as she gripped the command chair. In a final, brilliant flash, Lazarus unleashed the full power of the Nexus drive. The nanobot swarm disintegrated, and a shockwave of the protective treatment spread across the entire sector. As the light faded, Lazarus drifted, battered but unbroken. Against all odds, they had survived. In the aftermath of the crisis, a new era dawned. The various human factions, witnessing the power of cooperation, began to reunite. The Confederation, seeing humanity's potential for both great good and great harm, welcomed them as full members, recognizing the strength that came from diversity. Admiral Winters stood once more in the observatory of Lazarus, now a symbol of hope and unity for the entire galaxy. Captain Zixnera joined her, their reflection in the window a testament to the bonds forged between species. "What now, Admiral?" Zixnera asked. Winters smiled, her eyes fixed on the stars. Now, old friend, we do what humanity has always done best. We explore, we learn, we grow, and we do it together, not just as humans, but as part of something greater. As Lazarus set course for the unknown, a mixed crew of humans and aliens at its helm, the ship lived up to its name once more. From the ashes of near extinction, humanity had risen, not to conquer, but to lead by example. In finding their place among the stars, they had rediscovered the best of themselves. The galaxy watched in anticipation, ready to write the next chapter in this grand cosmic adventure. For in the triumph of humanity, all species found hope for a brighter future. As our story concludes, the legacy of Lazarus and its crew echoes across the stars. They had proven that the greatest strength lies not in domination, but in cooperation. That the most powerful force in the universe is not advanced technology or genetic enhancements, but the simple yet profound ability to unite in the face of adversity. In the end, humanity's greatest contribution to the galaxy was not their lost technology or their resilient genes. It was the idea that together, there is no challenge too great, no frontier too distant, and no future too bright to be realized. And so, Lazarus sailed on, carrying with it the hopes and dreams of countless worlds, a beacon of what could be achieved when the best of humanity met the wonders of the cosmos. The end, or perhaps just the beginning of a greater adventure.